Hey, yo, shalom. All praise to the Most High. Yehovah, Yehoshua, this is sounds from YYBY. You want to know the process of mixing? You want to know the steps, the proper steps to get from the beginning to the end to get something done? I got something for you.
The 12 tribes. Ooh, oh, oh, the 12 tribes. Yeah.
All right, so now, I'm not about to tell you how to mix your music because you can go so many ways with that. It's not one way to do mixing. That's a fact. Forget what people are telling you. What I want to tell you, the process, and I think the best order to get a song done. Of my experience, what I've seen with other guys, what I've seen with engineers, top engineers that I've been around. So now, let's break it down. When you recorded a song, the first step is one, to organize, name, group, and color all your tracks. Organize, name, group, and color every track. Straight up. That also comes with group. Put them in buses. Get everything done. Organize, name everything properly, to your liking. So you can identify everything easy, because what I'm about to show you is called organize, clean, surgery, build, control, and creative. That's my order. Once you organize everything, and sometimes you might want to make a copy of that. Once you bust everything in that together, that group, you make a copy of it, you move that one to the side, you mute it, and you don't touch that one. That's the one that you recorded that artist the proper way. So if you mess up on the copy, you always got the original one. You see what I'm saying? You always got the original one. And matter of fact, they might call back and say, hey, you know what? I want to record. I want to come back and do some touches on A, B, C, and D. You have the original one the way it was without touching, changing anything. Second thing, once you finish doing that, clean all the vocals. What I mean that this is the part that a lot of people are lazy with. Hell, I was lazy with it. Clean the vocals. Clean them shits up. The more you clean them up, the better it sound, the better it come out, the better the mix. What I mean by clean, move all the noises between the tracks. Get rid of all the breaths, or make them small or silence, bring the level of them down. Any unwanted pop, chewing gum sounds, anything, I don't care what it is. You'd be surprised what it pick up in the background. Sometimes the artists that do certain things, it'll pick up in the background. So any of that, you got to take that stuff out. If you don't take that stuff out, even the noise, it would sound noisy. It would not sound clean. That's the number one key thing before you do anything, is clean all the tracks. Sometimes you got to do it manually. That's what most people don't want to do. They don't want to go through each part. Cut, take all this stuff out. And it's a blessing when you got DAWs like Studio One, who have something like called what's the option called, man? I always forget the name of the option. Strip silence. Take all the stuff out. The third thing is, once you're done with that, fix the vocals. What I mean by that, the levels. Fix the vocal levels. You might see certain stuff on the wave tracks that look higher, smaller, some stuff real low. When you see try to get everything to look even. I normally do that when I'm recording a artist. I make sure before I play it back, I put everything at the same level. I make sure all the waves are the same level. So about time it's time to mix, everything is already at that state. Sometimes you might see a wave that look crazy, where it's real loud and real huge because he screamed at that part. Sometimes you want to cut that part and bring that volume down to the level of everything else. The reason why that's important, because the better you can do that, the better the compressor will contain the vocals consistently all the way through. Most people are lazy with that. They lazy with that part. I was one of them. And I see a lot of people who don't want to do it. They try to find the easy way out. Listen, people, everything is not always the easy way out. We got spoiled with this music shit, man. We're too spoiled with this music stuff. People are ungrateful. They're not satisfied. They're getting a lot for what they're paying for, and they still not satisfied. They always picky and choosy about everything. When people made the greatest records with the analog stuff and had no options like what we have right now. There's no excuses. And guess what? We still love all the old school stuff. Once you fix all the vocals and get the levels right, you want a vocal alignment that. If you got overdubs, you want a vocal align. So that means that you want to make sure those same identical tracks, the words are even with each other, where when you play it back, it sound more precise. It sound more together as one. Now, during the recording, you want to make sure it sound good, but it's not perfect. You want to get this perfect. Vocal alignment is a great software that you could download that works with Studio One. Reasons don't have that option, so you have to cut and move stuff over, notch over, move stuff back over, time stretch everything. And really, the manual way is the best way. Cubase has something like that inside their John called alignment. The better you can get those overdubs and those harmonies playing precise together, one chord, it'll sound better. Now, once you're done with all that, the next thing you want to do is clean cut with the EQ. Cut. You want to focus on cutting, take bass out that don't need bass, take highs out that don't need highs. If you're dealing with vocals, then yeah, you already know you want to take the bass off to a certain level based on who the artist is. You know, if you're dealing with an artist that got light voice, you don't want to take too much, but you still want to cut. It's about cutting certain things out, cleaning and cutting that certain parts of out the vocals. Now, if you're dealing with a person who sing, then you deal with pitch correction. You pitch correct those things. Once you pitch correct those things, then you bounce that stuff. You bounce it to a regular wave. Once you do all that, then now you got regular waves that's perfect. And you're good. It's not taking no CPU power, no nothing. And remember, keep in mind, you already got original copy of the song when you recorded it, right? Now, the seventh thing is that you EQ for presence. You EQ to bring certain life of the vocals out. You EQ to bring certain things out of the vocals with the music. The eighth thing is that that's when you put dynamics on it to control those frequencies. You know, I normally control the frequencies during the process recording in, but it's based on what DAW you got. If you got Studio One, it's more easy. I mean, hell, if you got Reason, it's more easy. You know, set the compressor to light compression. But you want to control the dynamics. Ninth, then you added the hisser to control the hisses, the S's, and all that type of stuff, the semblance. Number 10, this can be at the beginning or this can be at the end. Delays, reverbs, any chorus effects, any type of effect that can stand those vocals out, you can use that at the beginning or the end. And what I mean by it, sometimes you might want to record at the beginning with a little bit of reverb because some artists like the reverb stuff on their vocals, right? So you already got that taste on there. And then when you start mixing and, you know, cleaning up everything, you turn the reverb off and just turn it back on later. So the creative effects, that's when you start trying different things like auto-tune. If they don't want auto-tune, if they never use auto-tune from the beginning. Any crazy effect idea, that's what you try to use to bring that certain type of style of those vocals out. And that's it. That's it. If anybody disagree, write down at the bottom what your order is. And explain why your order is that way, because I tried so many things over the years. I tried different orders of things, and I know that it's some things that got to be a proper way to get a job done. This is YYBY. Peace.